Portland City Council will consider whether to settle with a man who is suing for millions of dollars. Adam Gregg says he spent more than 5 years in prison because of a lie. He claims 2 Portland police officers fabricated evidence to convict him. Katu's Tanvi Verma joins us live tonight from City Hall. And Tanvi, the city attorney's office is recommending that the city settle with Gregg.
That's right, Steve. So the city attorney's office is recommending the Portland City Council vote to give him $300,000. And that's because the city attorney says the city investigation shows that the city will likely be held liable.
Yeah.
This is Adam Gregg. He says he spent almost 5.5 years in prison for a death that didn't happen.
The accusation in my criminal case was that I sold drugs to someone who then transferred them to someone else, who transferred them to someone else, who was a roommate that gave it to the person that died.
He doesn't deny that he sold drugs, but the person he thought he killed was actually alive. Gregg says he found that out while he was trying to find a way to apologize to the man's family.
While I was in prison, I did a lot of work around recovery and trying to make amends for harms that I'd caused, and his name was always kind of at the top of the list.
Once he got out of prison, he tried to track the family down.
And so in the process of using tools that I had at the law firm I was working at, I looked up his name and found that he had like an arrest from a few years ago.
Though the district attorney's office petitioned to vacate his conviction, Gregg is suing for the 5.5 years of his life that he can't get back. The suit says police officers Carrie Hutchinson and Tequila Thurman conspired to manufacture evidence that Gregg sold heroin, leading to the overdose death. That is, they allegedly lied that the man was dead when he in fact was not. Thurman no longer works at PPB. The other officer, Hutchinson, still works for the Bureau. We asked PPB why they've kept Hutchinson as an employee, and they sent us a statement reading in part, the legal process related to litigation and settlements is separate from the internal administrative processes used to determine whether an employee violated policy and whether disciplinary action is warranted. We got a hold of Thurman this morning, and she tells us she does not remember saying that the man died. And coming up at 6 p.m., we break down litigation with the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office, why Gregg says he was pressured to take a plea deal. Reporting live in downtown, Tanvi Verma, K2 News.
Tanvi, thank you.
Yeah, 5.5 years in prison. It wasn't great.
Tomorrow, Portland City councilors will vote on whether to settle with a man for $300,000. Adam Gregg says Portland police officers told him that he caused an overdose death.
After serving years in prison, Gregg says he found out the person was alive. K2's Tanvi Verma reports from City Hall.
Adam Gregg says after he served time in prison, he wanted to reach out to the family of the victim to apologize for the harm he caused. In trying to track the family down, he found that the victim actually was alive. The City of Portland's attorney recommends that city councilors vote to approve a $300,000 settlement with this man, Adam Gregg. The potential settlement is a result of a roughly $5.5 million lawsuit in which Gregg's attorneys write he files the lawsuit to obtain compensation for the 5.5 years he spent in prison, believing he had killed a man, all based on the defendant's lies.
The accusation in my criminal case was that I sold drugs to someone who then transferred them to someone else, who transferred them to someone else, who was a roommate that gave it to the person that died.
Gregg says he was pressured to take a plea deal by now retired Deputy District Attorney John Kopik. He doesn't deny that he sold drugs, but it turned out he didn't cause a person's death.
You know, the harm is that I had to go through all that, and that I had to believe that I was responsible for a person's death.
The defendants include 2 Portland police officers, one who no longer works at the Bureau, and also a Multnomah County Deputy District Attorney who the DA's office said retired in 2016. The suit says police officers Carrie Hutchinson and Tequila Thurman conspired to manufacture evidence that Gregg sold heroin, leading to the overdose death. basically arguing that the officers lied about the death so that they could search Gregg's apartment. Thurman telling Katu that she does not remember saying there was a death. As for Hutchinson, a spokesperson for the Portland Police Bureau says she still works with PPB. Gregg's case against the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office was dismissed, though he says he is appealing that decision. To see what the Portland Police Bureau had to say about the fact that they still employ Hutchinson, you can see their full statement on our website. That's katu.com. Reporting in downtown, Tanvi Verma, K2 News.